This is Brian from Joy on the Other Side Ministry. We're glad to have you with us today, and we hope and pray that this video will be a blessing and a help to you. Have you ever felt bound down, tied down, distraught? You ever felt like the weight of the world has let you down? Or do you find yourself addicted to all these different things? I want you to know today that the God that I serve, He can break the chains. There is nothing too big, too small that He cannot do. You may say, "Preacher, how do you know that?" Over in the 5th chapter of Mark, we read the story of a Gadarean man. And it starts out by saying, "And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadareans. And when he came out of the ship immediately," talking about Jesus, "the Bible said there met him out of the tombs a man that had an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs. And the Bible said no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because he had often been bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces. And always, night and day, that man, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, and he cried, and he cut himself with stones." That man was in a horrible condition. He was in a world, a mess, in other words. But Jesus came walking by. Now this Legion, he wasn't just possessed with one devil. He wasn't just possessed with 2 devils or 3 devils or what have you. This man was full of demons. They couldn't chain him down. He'd break the chains. The fetters couldn't hold him. He'd break them. But I want you to know tonight, and I want to encourage you, that regardless of what it is that you may be going through in life, God can break the chains. You may say, "Brother Brian, I can't stop this addiction that I have." You can turn it over to God. God can make a change in you. He can break the chains. He made the change in Legion in the 5th chapter of Mark. If you go on and finish reading that story, you'll find out where he was clothed and in his right mind. The Lord made a change in him. The Lord broke the chains that had Legion bound. I don't know what it is today that may have you bound. Drug addiction, alcoholism, or what have you. There is no chain big enough that God cannot break. The God that I serve today, He can take a black heart, wash it in red blood, and make it white as snow. I'm telling you. And He can make that same difference in you tonight. He can break the chains. We see where Legion was clothed and in his right mind. After the devils got cast out of Legion, he was a different person. You got to be willing. You got to have a desire for the chains to be broken. God will not force Himself in on you, but He'll gently knock at heart's door, wanting you to come in and worship Him and love Him and serve Him to the very best of your ability. Know and realize there ain't a God like unto our God, and there's no one that can break the chains that may have you down. Do you feel bound down today by the cares of this life, the weight of this world? It will destroy you if you let it. But I'm on here tonight to encourage you that the God that I serve is a way maker. The God that I serve is a chain breaker. There is nothing today that He cannot do because He loves you. The Lord sees you right now in the situation that you may be in. God knows when you're happy. God knows when you're sad. God knows when you give in to that addiction. God knows when you give in to that heartache. But you must fully surrender over to Him. Listen what He said. He said, cast all of your care on me. He said, for I care for you. Nobody in this world, my friend, will ever care for you the way that Jesus does. No, listen, AA meetings, they may be good for a time, but God is the only one to break the chains. Talking to a counselor may be good at times, but God is the only one that can break the chains. Whatever it is today that you may be going through, my friend, God can bring you out of it, set you on a right track, point you to heaven, make a brand new creature out of you. But you got to be willing. You got to have a desire for the chains to be broken. You got to realize that the God that you're serving is bigger than the addiction. The God that you're serving is bigger than the alcoholism. The God that you're serving is bigger than the drug addiction. There is nothing bigger than Him. Will you come to Him tonight? Let Him make a difference in you. Let Him make a change in your life. Well, we love you this evening. If you find this video a blessing, we want you to hit the thumbs up button. We want you to like and subscribe. Tune in often. Go visit the Lamb's Garden with Brother Lee Gerard and the Abundant Life Ministry with Brother Terry Shepherd. And I'm sure them boys will be a blessing to you. Remember, if nobody's told you they loved you today, I love you from the very bottom of my heart. And remember, there is not a chain that our Savior can't break. We love you. May God bless you to the next time.